What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I'm reviewing the brand new Nike MoonRacer. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't yet. Once I hit 250,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a pretty insane giveaway, so make sure to give me a follow on Instagram and on Twitter at RealSethFowler to stay tuned for that. So just last week, Nike released a brand new retro-inspired lifestyle runner called the Nike MoonRacer. As you could probably already tell by some of the materials used on the upper and some of the oversized detailing on the side of the sneaker, this shoe has a very heavy retro inspiration. The design of the upper reminds me a lot of the Nike Cortez. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's definitely sort of the vibe that I got as soon as I opened the box. But even though this is a retro inspired runner, it does have a lot of new tech like the full React midsole that really pulls this sneaker into the present. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at the shoe. Here it is, the Nike MoonRacer in black and cement gray. So jumping right into the sneaker, a majority of the upper is covered in this black nylon mesh. It almost has this sort of waxy canvas feel to it. This material is backed by a softer fabric inside the shoe so your foot's not rubbing up against it, because honestly, if your foot was rubbing up against this all day, you'd definitely get some blisters. It's not the most comfortable feeling material. Running up the center of the toe, you've got this black suede accent that actually attaches to another black suede panel that wraps around the eyelets of the shoe. The suede quality isn't incredible. It's probably exactly what you'd expect from a $150 Nike shoe. Running through the eyelets on the suede panel, you've got these flat black laces. There's nothing special about them. They're pretty much just regular laces. They help tighten the shoe, so good on Nike for including them, I guess. Actually, that was supposed to be a joke, but Nike just sort of leaked that they're coming out with a pair of Air Jordan 5s without laces because Will Smith apparently didn't wear laces in his Jordan 5s in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I think that's a stupid idea, especially since they covered up the lace eyelets so you can't even put laces through even if you wanted to. Maybe I shouldn't be taking laces for granted anymore, I don't know. As you would expect, underneath the laces, you've got a separate tongue in that same sort of nylon mesh or canvas material. Inside the shoe, you've got a very sparsely padded ankle area with a black sock liner. It's not uncomfortable, but it's also not like incredibly comfortable either. It's just kind of, I guess, there. The insole of the shoe has a printed graphic of the moon surface with an orange Nike swoosh on the heel. That's pretty cool. As for fit, the Nike MoonRacer does seem to fit true to size, however, it is pretty narrow. So if you have wider feet, it might not hurt to go up half a size. Also, I just want to stress something because I felt like I didn't emphasize it enough at the beginning of the video. This is definitely a lifestyle shoe and one that I probably wouldn't run in. I mean, if you have to, like you're in an emergency or you're being chased by a bear or like, or any more realistic emergency, yeah, it'll work great, like it's fine, but it's not something that you want to run in like every day. There are just a lot of other shoes out there that are the same price point or even cheaper that are just a lot better for performance running. Continuing back on the lateral side of the shoe, right before the midfoot, you've got this black suede panel. It's there for two reasons. One, for durability, but two, and probably the most likely, it's just there for visual aesthetics. Right above that, you've got my favorite detail on the entire shoe, the oversized white leather Nike swoosh. This is really the part that drew me to the sneaker. This is the thing that actually made me pull the trigger on the website because I was like, damn, that swoosh looks so good. I don't know what it is. I just sort of like the oversized, like bulky aesthetic. That probably sounds dumb and it might be dumb, but you know what? I'm just being honest. The swoosh comes in this white tumbled leather with black stitching around the outside. Continuing around back to the heel of the shoe, you've got this black suede heel counter. And just above that, you've got another oversized retro accent with this black leather pull tab. And to be real with you guys, you're definitely gonna need to use this pull tab to get your foot into the shoe because it's a tight fit. Definitely not the most durable feeling pull tab though. Moving down the shoe, you get to this crazy thick React midsole. Now from what I can tell, this is either the exact same midsole found on the Vapor Street or a very slightly modified version. It's full React, it's extremely soft, it's extremely comfortable. I love the way this midsole feels. Kinda sucks that the upper isn't the most comfortable thing in the world, but hey, if you want a really comfortable upper with the same exact midsole, get the Vapor Street. It already looks really similar and you can probably find pairs on sale, so. The midsole on this colorway is split between two different colors. You've got a cement gray on the heel and the midfoot of the shoe, and then sort of a stone gray around the toe. The one thing that kind of bugs me about this midsole really has nothing to do with the way that it looks or even how comfortable and how soft the React cushioning is. It's the fact that this midsole is just so thin and so tall. I just wore this shoe around for a day and I just felt super unstable. Like I felt like my heel was gonna sort of slide off the side of the shoe, or that like I was taller than usual, which I guess isn't a bad thing, but it just definitely felt weird. And because your foot is just so much higher off the ground, the instability issues become that much more noticeable. I don't know if that's a problem in the Vapor Street because I've never owned a pair, and honestly, I haven't really heard anyone talk about it in that particular pair. So maybe it's just because this upper is a little bit looser and you have a little bit more room to sort of slide around. I don't know what the deal is. it wasn't like the worst thing in the world. It didn't really bother me too much, but it definitely was something that I noticed. However, if you're trying to gain a couple inches in height, that is, this is probably a good way to go. And finally, moving to the bottom of the shoe, you've got this rubber panel on the toe and on the heel of the sneaker for added durability, and then of course a black Nike swoosh in the midfoot. Overall, I really like the Nike MoonRacer. I think it's a great looking shoe. I think it's extremely comfortable. However, there are some things about it that I just don't love. The instability issue isn't a big deal, but it's noticeable. The upper isn't the most comfortable thing in the world, but again, I mean, it's not really made for performance. It's made for just casual wear, so it's not a huge deal. And the price point of $150 does seem to be a little bit steep for this shoe, at least for what you're getting. I mean, the React midsole is great, but for everything else, it just doesn't really seem like a $150 shoe. With that being said though, I think visually, this is just an excellent looking shoe. I think this is one of Nike's best looking sneakers they've released in the last couple months. If you're trying to grab a pair of these for yourself, you shouldn't have a hard time because they sat, which was kind of surprising. I really thought that they were gonna fly off shelves. One of the many shoes from my sit or sell videos that I just got flat out wrong. And if you really like the shoe and just don't want to pay 150 bucks, honestly, it probably will go on sale, so you could probably just wait until then. But that pretty much wraps up the video for today. I'd love to know your thoughts on the Nike MoonRacer and whether you're planning to grab a pair for yourself. Also, don't forget to subscribe down below because like I said before, we're doing that 250,000 subscriber giveaway, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Once again, give me a follow on Instagram and on Twitter at @RealSethFowler because I will be talking about the giveaway more over there. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.